Hello everybody, I just saw the Thunderbolts. I actually was really surprised about how much I enjoyed this movie. Now, let's get into this review. Now, starting off with my positives, I'd like to start with the characters. I felt like they were all really well written, like Elena and Bob getting over their trauma together, and how they all have to work together to stop Bob's trauma, aka the Void. I felt like the representation of suppressing trauma being like the black void, and how it gets to you and how it thinks you're better, how you have to bring it up into like the light and discuss it instead of pressing it down because it'll eventually take over you. Another positive I have is the OG Marvel movie feel. With its self-contained story, it felt like it was just its own thing and not just a setup, which I loved. The next positive I have is the color grading. It felt very bright and colorful, like when they were in the desert you could like see the orange popping out, but when the Void came in with like the darkness and how it was toned down, I thought that was really well done. Also, the choreographing and stunts were really well done too. Since it was a more like physical and classic punching and throwing characters, I felt like how they took that and made it work was really too cool. Instead of how like recent Marvel movies have been feeling as like a CGI fest with like just laser beams and big explosions, crap like that, it hasn't felt like more ground down instead of like a big spectacle instead of prioritizing story. The last positive I have are the jokes. The ones with the Red Guardian Bob always had me dying, and how like he was always pushing for the Thunderbolts. How he was like the only one to really support the name since he cared for like Yelena's soccer team. But it was really interesting that that name came from the soccer team, since I was really wondering why Red Guardian was pushing for it so much in the trailers. Moving on to my negatives, it was the pacing and Bucky kind of. I felt like a good chunk of the movie was in like the facility and them trying to escape it. And Bucky kind of felt off character for me for some reason. I don't know why I felt that, but he felt like very like toned down for some reason. But yeah, it just felt a little off to me. Thunderbolts is definitely a fun time at the movies. It is definitely an 8 out of 10. Now, talking about the post-credit scene in Asterisk, I thought that the New Avenger title with Valentina was clever, since they were really are the New Avengers, since they really haven't had any support, like how Valentina said, there are no Avengers to save us. But like nobody knew that Sam was forming a new team. I thought it was really interesting how they brought that up in the post-credit scene. Speaking of the post-credit scene, we see the Fantastic Four's ship come into view, and I think this is after their movie, since I think Galactus is going to destroy the world and they're going to hop to another reality. Since in the trailers it looks like Reed Richards figures out multiple-dimensional travel, which I think is going to be really interesting to see how they do that. Now that is all I have for you guys today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more movie content. I'm thinking of going into some like movie news, so if you want that, like the video or maybe like comment it down below. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!